Good morning students, I welcome you all for commerce class. Today we are going to discuss the same chapter but part 2, that is disadvantages of departmental undertaking, then about public corporation. Disadvantages of departmental undertaking. First disadvantage is red tapeism. Red tapeism means too much of procedures, rules and regulations. Since there is too much of procedures which results in delay, commercial organization cannot afford delay in taking decisions. Next disadvantage is incidence of additional taxation. That is, additional taxation will be levied on the services provided by the departmental undertaking because of losses suffered by departmental undertaking. That is, losses incurred by the departmental enterprise are met out of the treasury. So if losses occurs means what they will do is they will be depositing in the treasury, government treasury, the amount, the profitable amount. So from that amount they will try to bear the losses. This necessitates additional tax burden which falls on the common man. Common man means public. Next disadvantage is lack of competition. Since civil servants are given control of these undertakings, who may not have any business outlook or commercial experience outside other than these departmental organization, so they run their undertaking in their own fashion without considering the sovereignty of the consumers, that is without giving importance for the consumers. So this is one of the disadvantage. Next we'll move on with casual approach to work. Casual approach means they will be very lethargic in their work. That is, as officers of department undertaking, they are transferred frequently. So they develop a sense of lethargic, that means without much interest for their work. So as a result, the operation efficiency of the undertaking suffers a lot. Suffers a lot means what? It will go on in loss, that's all. Next disadvantage is government interference. Since there is excessive government interference and control in the departmental undertaking, these undertakings, they are not given freedom to decide on their own and also to decide their own policies, also for implementing any type of action. So centralized control leads to delay in action. So red tapeism and bureaucracy have become the limiting feature of this organization. Next disadvantage is lack of professional management and fear of criticism. So here those are managing the departmental undertaking are called as civil servants. So they do not possess professional management skills. Moreover, these managers could not afford to be innovative because of a fear criticism by the minister or the parliament. That is, for example, if suppose they are bringing any innovation in undertaking means, particularly departmental undertaking means, they are answerable for the ministers or parliament. So they will try to hesitate in implementing those innovative actions. Last disadvantage is financial dependence. The departmental undertaking always dependent on government for finance, for the budgetary obligations or allocations. As such, it cannot have its own independent long-range investment decisions which may bring enormous prosperity to the undertaking. So normally, suppose immediately if they need any amount for the prosperity means, in order for any innovation means, what they will do? They have to wait for the government. So in all times it will not be possible. Next we'll move on with meaning and features of public corporation. Public corporation is another form of government organization. So a public corporation is that form of public enterprise which is created as an autonomous unit by a special act of the parliament or state legislature. Same way, this corporation means this is also created by the act given in the parliament. So it is created by a statute. Statute means according to law. It is also known as statutory corporation. Have you seen a corporation school? So these all comes under public corporation. The statute which is formed in the parliament defines the objectives, powers and functions of public corporation. So Life Insurance Corporation of India, the Indian Airlines, the Air India International, Oil and Natural Gas Commission, that is ONGC, are some example of public corporation in India. Next, we'll move on with features of public corporation, that is characteristics. First feature itself is special statute, special law. A public corporation is created by a special act of parliament or the state legislature. So the act defines its powers, objectives, functions and relations with the ministry and the parliament. Parliament means or state legislature. Next feature is separate legal entity. So it has a separate legal entity. That means the owner and the business are different. A public corporation is a separate legal entity with perpetual succession and common seal. It has an existence independent of the government because it can own property, can make contracts and file suits in its own name. Next feature is capital provided by the government. So the necessary capital for public corporation is provided by the government or by any agencies controlled by the government. However, many public corporations have also begun to raise money from the capital market. Capital market is a market where money is lent for the governments and other financial institutions which needs funds, which needs capital. Next feature is financial autonomy. Autonomy means acting on their own values and rules. They will not be under the control of anyone. So here a public corporation enjoys financial autonomy. Case of financial matters alone, it has freedom. It prepares its own budget and has authority to retain. To retain means to maintain and utilize its earnings for its business. Utilize means what? Use its earnings for its business alone. Next feature is management by board of directors. So it is managed, that is public corporation is managed by the board of directors alone. Management is vested to the board of directors who are nominated or appointed by the government. But there is no governmental interference in the day-to-day working of the corporation because since the management is under the hands of the board of directors, so government will not interfere. Next feature is own staff. Own staff in sense appointing own workers to work in the organization, that is public corporation. A publication corporation has its own staff who is appointed and remuneration and service conditions are decided by the corporation itself. So what they will do? They will appoint, they will give remuneration. Remuneration means what? Salary. And the service conditions also will be decided by the corporation alone. Then next feature is service motive. So service motive is the main objective of public corporation. So corporation in sense what service they provide, they try to help the customers, they try to help the public. So the main objective of public corporation is self-service motive. For example, when we take LIC, that is Life Insurance Corporation, what service they provide for us? They are providing many policies under insurance. Next feature is public accountability. So the public corporation has to submit its annual report on its working. That is, its accounts are audited by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Comptroller means what? Controller. Annual report and audited accounts of a public corporation are presented to the Parliament or state legislature, which is entitled to discuss these. That is, the books of accounts and audited accounts, everything is shown and it is represented in the Parliament. Parliament means where? In the Rajya Sabha by the ministers. Okay, minister will represent it and he will tell about the expenses incurred and incomes which has been gained in front of other members of Parliament. Here they have given some of the examples of public corporations and its headquarters and the company logo. So the first one they have given is Food Corporation of India, FCI. The headquarters is in New Delhi and the logo is also given. The next public corporation is ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Commission. Its headquarters is in New Delhi and the logo is given. Next public corporation is Tourism Corporation of India. Its headquarters is again in New Delhi only and this company logo is given. With this, we are completing with today's session, students, that is part 2 from chapter 9. So today we have discussed about the public corporation, features of public corporation. Thank you, students. We will meet tomorrow.